Hey guys, and welcome to a new Pendafilm tutorial, and in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make these simple yet elegant ribbons in Photoshop. So these ribbons are really easy to make, yet they look really good. They work well in web designs, some video works, whatever you want to use it for, use it wisely is all I'm saying. A lot of people dislike this sort of thing, especially because of the whole Web 2.0 phase everyone went through lately. People have stopped using these as much, but recently they've started coming back into web design fashion, and now I'm going to show you how to make them. They are really simple. They consist of 3 shapes, and that's all. So the first one I'm going to show you to make is this one. This is going to be the hardest out of the two because it has more elements in it. So I'm going to make a new group. I'm going to name this Band 2. So then I'm going to grab my rectangle tool, pop up my grid, and I'm going to make a 60 pixel wide banner that goes all the way across, adding 20 pixels on each side to allow me to overlap it. So once I've done that, I'm just going to name this into banner base and rasterize it. You can use layer masks when you're removing some parts of these banners, but I'm using the rasterize function just to help me speed up the process. So once we've done that, I just want to duplicate this layer and put it beneath this and add a color overlay. Now I want this color to be quite a bit darker than the original because it's going to go on the bottom where the tail is, so it's going to add some depth. There we are. So I'm going to pop it out 80 odd pixels, 40 odd pixels, sorry, from the end of the base layer. So once you have done that, grab our marquee tool once again and just delete everything from 20 pixels in on that end. Now we're going to just zoom in, make a new layer, grab our pen tool and make a, firstly I'm just going to nudge this down a couple times like that. Then I'm going to grab our pen tool, make a nice little triangle over here. Then I'm going to fill it with a color that's lighter than the tail but darker than the base, like so. Now what that's done is it's made the little 3-dimensional connection between the tail and the base of the banner. So it adds some more depth into it. So now the other bit that can add a bit more realism or depth into this, if make a new layer and with the black brush, oops, let's just make that a bit bigger, around 25, just make your own shadow. Then we're going to go to blur and Gaussian blur. 6 pixels will do. Actually, let's just blur it a bit more. Then put it on overlay and bring the opacity down until it looks right. So if we go to actual pixels again, let's just give it, there we are. So we've added a bit more depth, like a shadow effect, onto the tail. Then on the tail, I'm going to rename this actually to tail banner. Grab our polygonal lasso tool, bring up our grid again, and once again just make a triangle shape, and to make sure you get rid of the end like so, and hit delete. So now we've got our little triangle in the tail, which for some reason every single banner design seems to have. Now rather than having to redo this on the other end, I'm just going to cut this in half and duplicate that half onto the other side. So I'm going to bring up my guides because I have one set dead center into my work, and you can do this by going to view, new guide, typing in 50% and making sure it's on vertical, which is going to put this line straight down the middle of your document. So then you can grab your marquee tool again, select everything beyond that point and hit delete, like so. Just going to hide our grid again. Then I'm just going to duplicate everything we've done, grab our move tool, Control T, right click, and then flip horizontal, enter, and then I'm going to nudge it to the right to make it join up and fits what is going to go around like so. Oops. And there you have it. We have our first ribbon made and done. It's that easy. In 5 odd minutes I have finished my first banner. Now let's move on to make the banner that comes from beneath and around the top. I'm going to name this band 3. No, that's band pound sound. Band 3, like so. Grab our rectangle tool again and bring up our grid, and I'm going to make this the same width, 60 odd pixels like so, and bring it down to around here. Then I'm going to nudge it up 20 so I got something to overlap behind. Now once again I'm going to rasterize this, grab our polygonal lasso tool and make that very same triangle but on the bottom of our ribbon here, and just hit delete, and there we are. We have most of our ribbon already done. Now I'm going to make a new layer and put it beneath, grab our pen tool and make a triangle on the end of this. Then I'm going to fill this path with a colour darker than our ribbon base, like so. And that is it. So in the space of nearly 8 minutes we have made 2 ribbons that you can use in your web designs or videos, whatever you want to use it for. Now you don't have to stick with these bland colours, you can spice it up a bit, you can add gradients, you can add shadows, patterns even, it's up to you. Just use them wisely because people are still coming around to the idea of using them in this day and age. A lot of web hosting companies still use them, especially when they're having like sales or offers. They're everywhere on the internet. So that's it for this tutorial. I hope you've learned something new, and join me next Friday for our next tutorial. So thanks for watching guys, see you next Friday.